right, welcome back to Jammin' Sports, everybody, as we're getting set for the second game of our baseball doubleheader. We head out to Wrigley Field in Chicago. It's Game 3 of the National League Championship Series between the New York Mets and the Chicago Cubs. The Mets took both games in New York. Game 3 at Wrigley Field. It'll be Max Scherzer versus Mark Pryor on the mound for the Cubbies. So let's head out to Wrigley Field for this one here at Jammin' Sports. There's your lineups. Jammin' Sports presents Game 3 of the National League Championship Series between the New York Mets and the Chicago Cubs. Live from Wrigley Field in Chicago. The Mets took both games in New York to take a 2-0 lead in the series. Game 3 of the NLCS up next here at Jammin' Sports. All right, we go to the top of the first. Mark Pryor on the mound for the Cubbies here in Game 3. The starting pitcher. Historic Wrigley Field on the north side of Chicago. Leading things off, the third baseman, David Wright, for the New York Mets. Game 3 of the NLCS. In there for a strike, 0-1 to Wright. The Mets lead the series 2-0. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fouls it off down the first base line, strike one. Count goes to 0-1. Jimmy Jam with Evil Dead, bringing you Game 3 of the NLCS. Outside, ball one, count goes to 1-2 to David Wright. And now the 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Rips it down the first base line, making the play is Anson. Cap Anson, the first baseman for the Cubbies. There's your starting lineup for the Mets. So the first baseman's Alonso, and Hernandez will be the DH. And Keith Hernandez will be up next. One out, bases empty for the Mets here at the top of the first. The pitch, outside, 1-0. Just underway here in Chicago, Game 3 of the NLCS. One out, bases empty for the Mets here at the top of the first. Big swing and a miss by Hernandez. Count goes to 1-1. Counts at 1-2 to Keith Hernandez. Misty's making me some ramen. I got a serious case of heartburn. Counts up 2-2. And there's this Korean ramen that just kills heartburn, man. Just knocks it out. 2-2 pitch. Struck him out. For out number 2. And now Darryl Strawberry, the right fielder, up next for the Mets. 2 outs, bases empty. In there for a strike, 0-1. Prior, he was a great pitcher during his day with the Cubbies. Counts 0-1 to Strawberry. Now the 0-1 pitch. Rips it into right field. Sosa going back and makes the play. A 1-2-3 inning for the Mets. No score. We go to the bottom of the first here at Java Sports. Welcome back to Wrigley Field in Chicago. Mark Scherzer on the mound, or Max Scherzer, I should say, for the Mets. The starting pitcher tonight here in Game 3. Bottom of the first, no score. Cap Hansen, the first baseman, lead things off for the Cubs. In there for a strike, 0-1 to Cap Hansen. The Mets in their 85 uniforms. I've always been partial to those. I like those uniforms. 0-1 pitch. Up high, 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. Rips it into right field. Strawberry makes the play for out number 1. 1 down for the Cubs. Their starting lineup. Ron Santo, the third baseman, up next. So Santo at the plate. 1 out, bases empty. Here's the pitch. Outside, 1-0. One out, bases empty for the Cubs here in the bottom of the first. The pitch by Scherzer. In there for a strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, bases empty. The 1-1 pitch. Down low, 2-1.
2-1.
And now the 2-1 pitch. Rips it foul, evens the count at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases empty. The 2-2 pitch. Struck him out. Took a big swing and missed. 2 down for the Cubs here in the bottom of the first inning. And now the left fielder, Billy Williams, will come up with 2 outs, bases empty. Rips it into shallow center field, and making the play will be Edgardo Alfonso for the Mets. At the end of 1 complete, no score, here at Java Sports. We go to the top of the second inning. Thank you so much, Misty. Misty brought me some ramen. Willie Mays, the center fielder, will lead things off in the top of the second. I'll try to eat some ramen and call the game at the same time. It's kind of like breathing and chewing gum. Pitch outside, 2-0 to Mays. In there for a strike, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. The 2-1 pitch. And that's going to be just inside, 3-1. And he walked him. Ball 4. So now the Mets with a runner on first, nobody out. The catcher, Mike Piazza, up next. Down low, 1-0, or 0-1, sorry. Count goes to 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, strike two. Count quickly, 0-2 to Mike Piazza. And now the 0-2 pitch. Rips it down the line. It's fair. That'll be a base hit. Coming around, he'll stay at second base. So the Mets now have runners at first and second. That one just hugged the line. Stayed fair. That ball boy didn't even move out of the way. Runners at first and second for the Mets here in the top of the second. Nobody out. And Pete Alonso, the first baseman, up next. Fouls it off down the line.
Text Mason to read the report. Text Mason to read the report.
The count's 0-1 to Alonso. 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Runners at first and second for the Mets here in the top of the second. 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Count goes to 1-2. Pryor trying to get out of a jam. Nobody out, runners at first and second. The 1-2 pitch. Struck him out looking for out number 1. The count goes to 0-1. Well, there's 1 out for the Mets here in the top of the second. And now Cleon Jones, the left fielder, up next with 1 out, runners at first and second. The pitch by Pryor in there for a strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. That's a ball. Count goes to 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at first and second. The 1-1 pitch. And that's foul down the line. Count goes to 1-2. Now the 1-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out for out number 2. 2 down for the Mets. Pryor trying to get out of this jam. And now Edgardo Alfonso, the second baseman, in their first strike, 0-1.
0-1 for Jack.
The count's 0-1 with 2 outs. Runners at first and second. The 0-1 pitch. In their first strike, 0-2. Pryor doing a great job trying to get out of this jam. And now the 0-2 pitch. He went around, no. Count goes to 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch to Alfonso. Fouls it out. Count remains at 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Inside, 2-2. They'll even the count. And And now the 2-2 pitch. Up high, 3-2, full count to Alonso. And now the 3-2 pitch. Draws a walk. It'll be a 2-out walk for Alfonso. Bases loaded for the Mets with 2 outs. And the shortstop, Francisco Lindor, up next. Outside, ball 1. A walk will score a run. We're in the top of the second, 2 outs for the Mets. They have bases loaded. Lindor at the plate. And now the 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike. Evens the count at 1-1. One pitch. Rips it into center field. Hack Wilson going back and makes the play on the warning track. At the end of 1.5, we have no score here at Chapman Sports. We go to the bottom of the second here in Game 3 of the NLCS. Sammy Sosa will lead things off for the Cubbies, the right fielder. First pitch is outside, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch in there. Count goes to 1-1 to Sammy Sosa. We're in the bottom of the second inning, no score between the Mets and the Cubs here in Game 3. Now the 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Did he go around? No. Inside, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, bases empty. The pitch, inside, full count at 3-2. We're at Wrigley Field in Chicago. Game 3 of the NLCS. Mets lead the series 2-0. The 3-2 pitch. Ripped to Alonso Edgardo, whatever his name is. It'll be a base hit. Edgardo Alfonso, the second baseman, keeps the ball in play. An infield single. Sosa safe at first base. Ernie Banks up next. The shortstop for the Cubs. Nobody out, runner on first. Scherzer on the mound. Pitch is outside, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Hit high in the air down the first base line, but foul. The count evens up at 1-1 to Ernie Banks. One 1 pitch inside, 2-1. Now the 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1. 3 balls and a strike to Ernie Banks. Nobody out, runner on first. That's Sosa at first base. 3-1 pitch. In there for ball 4. And now the Cubs have runners at first and second with nobody out. A chance for the Cubs to take an early lead. Aramis Ramirez up next, the DH. Up high, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. Scherzer is struggling here in the bottom of the second inning. The count's 1-0. Now the 1-0 pitch. Outside. On the strike zone. 1-1. I thought that was the ball. And now the 1-1 pitch. Did he go around? Yes. Count goes to 1-2 here at Wrigley Field in Chicago. And now the 1-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Struck him out for out number 1. One down for the Cubs here in the bottom of the second. They still have runners at first and second base. Next up, the catcher, Gabby Hartnett, with 1 out, runners at first and second. Big swing and a miss, strike 1. Count goes to 0-1 to Hartnett. Jimmy Jam with Evil Dead. Misty's here. She made me some ramen. Some really good stuff. It's this real Korean ramen. It's spicy. And that's on the outside corner, 0-2. But if you have heartburn or anything, it will cure it like that. Outside, 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Popped it up. Infield fly rule, the batter's out. Alonso makes the play anyway. 2 down. So now the center fielder, Hack Wilson, will come up. All 4'2" of them. Now Hack Wilson's what, 5'6"? 2 outs, runners at first and second for the Cubs. Scherzer trying to get out of the inning. The pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, strike 2 to Hack Wilson. Oh, 2 pitch. Up high, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 5-6. Thank you, Evil Dead. Struck him out at the end of 2. No score here in Game 3 here at Jammin' Sports. And welcome back to Wrigley Field in Chicago. We go to the top of the third. David Wright, the third baseman, will lead things off for the Mets. No score here in Game 3. And that rips into right field. Sosa will flag it down. A leadoff single for David Wright. Bless you, Misty. That was a big sneeze over there. So the Mets lead off the third inning with a base hit. David Wright at first base. The Mets lead the series 2-0, trying to take a commanding 3-0 lead. Keith Hernandez, the DH, up next. Down low, ball 1. Snapped over first, right back in time. Oh, yeah. I mean, I like the Mets. They're probably my second favorite team after the Cardinals. I keep up with them. Yeah, Wright would have been a great player if not for the injuries. Count goes to 1-1. I told you I used to live in Queens for a couple of years in junior high. Went to a lot of Mets games. So the Mets have always been dear to my heart. 1-1 pitch. High in the air. Ernie Banks will go back and make the play in shallow left field. 1 down for the Mets here at the top of the third, as Hernandez will pop out to short. The Mets still have a runner on first base with 1 out. The right fielder, Darryl Strawberry, up next. JG in the house. Good to see you, JG. Welcome into Game 3 of the NLCS. Inside. Count goes to 1-0. It's a custom roster that I downloaded online. Count goes to 1-1 to Darryl Strawberry. What they did with this roster is they took all the players that are available on the show 23, the historic players, and put them on the rosters. They throw down to second, and they got him. Wright is out at second base. Not Piazza, that's the catcher for the Cubs. Hartnett guns him down. They just got him, a nice call. Ernie Banks making the tag. It is today in historic. It's a mixture. I'll explain it again. And the count goes to 3-1 to Strawberry. They took all the historic players that are on the show 23 and put them on the current rosters. Rips it into right field, and Sosa makes the play, and that'll end the inning. At the end of 2.5, no score here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Here in Game 3 of the NLCS, Ryan Sandberg, the second baseman, will lead things off for the Cubs. No score in the bottom of the third. And Sandberg hits one into the night. Home run, Cubs. They take a 1-0 lead. And the bullpen is going nuts. It's boogie nights. Bad reference, I know. 1-0 Cubs. Let's watch this again. Ryan Sandberg, the second baseman, just rips it into left field. No doubt about that one. And the Cubs lead it 1-0. Thank you, JG. We do have a Discord page. It's free. First baseman Cap Anson takes the first pitch for a strike. Count goes to 1-1. So the Cubs take a 1-0 lead here in Game 3 in the bottom of the third. The count's 0-1, nobody out. Anson at the plate. 0-1 pitch. Down low. So CGM is in the house. Good to see you, CJM. Welcome into Jammin' Sports. And now the 1-1 pitch. A grounder to Alonso, throws to first for the out. Alonso's the first baseman for the Mets. So one down for the Cubs. Ron Santo, the third baseman, comes up. One out, bases empty. The Cubs lead it 1-0. It's down low, ball one. Count goes to 1-0. One-0 pitch. In there for a strike. And now the 1-1 pitch. And it's fouled down the third base line. CGM writes, I like this. Rare someone isn't playing D&D, which doesn't interest me much at all. 1-2 pitch. 2-2. Took some time out from Rainbow to join us. He's probably playing Rainbow and watching me at the same time. The count goes to 2-2 to Santo. And that gets fouled off. The count remains at 2-2 to Ron Santo. One out, bases empty for the Cubs here in the bottom of the third. CGM, where are you from? Up high, full count at 3-2. Well, I'm flattered that you'll play Rainbow Six and watch me at the same time. 3-2 pitch. Rips it into right field, the base hit. Strawberry will throw it in. It'll be a one-out single for the Cubs, and they now have a runner on first. So CGM lives in the D.C. area. I'm in Nashville. Oh, yeah. I figured as much. Billy Williams The left fielder up next. I'll answer your question here in a second. Count goes to 1-0. Do I control any of the team's roster moves? No, I let the CPU do it. The count goes to 1-0 to Billy Williams. The 1-0 pitch, inside, 2-0. Count goes to 2-0 on Williams. You guys are arguing back and forth. 2-0 pitch, in there for a strike, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, runner on first for the Cubs. Here in the bottom of the third. 2-1 pitch. Fouls it off. The Mets lead the series 2-0. They won the first 2 games at Shea. The Cubs trying to get back in the series. The count's 2-2 to Williams. He went around, struck him out for out number 2. Over in the American League, earlier tonight, the A's beat the Yankees 5-0. So now the A's lead that series 3-1. The A's are 1 game away from the World Series. Now it's getting personal with JG. In there, ball 1, count goes to 1-0 to Sammy Sosa, the right fielder. Now the 1-0 pitch. He went around, strike 1. We're at Wrigley Field in Chicago. Game 3 of the NLCS. My girl can beat up your girl. Oh boy. And now the 1-1 pitch. Big swing and miss. Count goes to 1-2 to Sosa. And now the 1-2 pitch. Outside, but he swung. Fouled it off. Count remains at 1-2 to Sosa. The 1-2 pitch. Struck him out looking. At the end of 3, Ryan Sandberg with a solo shot. And the Cubs take a 1-0 lead here at Jammin' Sports. All right, we go to the top of the 4th here in Game 3. Excuse me. Willie Mays, the center fielder, will lead things off for the Mets. Down 1-0. First pitch by Pryor on the outside corner. Count goes to 0-1. Did he go around? Yes. Count goes to 0-2. Come on now, JG. Keep it nice. The 0-2 pitch. Rips it right to Seinberg. Throws to first for the out. One down for the Mets here at the top of the 4th. Mike Piazza, the catcher, up next for the Mets. 1 down, base is empty. Cubs up 1-0 here at the top of the 4th. In there for a strike. Pryor is pitching pretty good tonight. Oh, 1 pitch up high. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, base is empty. Piazza at the plate. The 1-1 pitch. And he rips it foul. Count goes to 1-2. One-two pitch, popped it up. Sosa comes over and makes the play for out number 2. Two down, base is empty for the Mets. Here in the top of the 4th, Pete Alonso, the first baseman, up next. Pryor on the hill for the Cubbies. The pitch to Alonso, and he rips it out to left field. Williams going back and makes the play. It's a 1-2-3 inning after 3.5. The Cubs up 1-0 here at Javits Sports. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Ernie Banks, the shortstop, will lead things off for the Cubs. They lead it 1-0. The pitch, outside, 1-0. In there for a strike. Count goes to 1-1 to Banks. Cubs lead it 1-0 here in the bottom of the fourth, game 3 of the NLCS. 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Popped it up, out of play. Count remains at 1-2. Now the 1-2 pitch. Swung at an outside pitch. Struck him out for out number 1. One down for the Mets. Or one down for the Cubs, here in the bottom of the fourth inning. One out, bases empty. Aramis Ramirez, the DH, up next for the Cubbies. Pitch by Scherzer, outside, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Outside. 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out, bases empty. And now the 2-0 pitch. He swung on it, fouled it off. Count goes to 2-1. Two-one pitch, fouled off. Count now at 2-2 to Ramirez. Up high, 3-2. Full count. With 1 out, bases empty. And now the 3-2 pitch. Struck him out looking for out number 2. 7 strikeouts for Scherzer. And now the catcher, Gabby Hartnett, will come up. With 2 outs, bases empty for the Cubs here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Outside, 1-0. Just trying to keep things civil in here, that's all. Counts at 1-0. Fouled it off. Evens the count at 1-1. I'm not a big fan of cursing, no. It's back there. Out to right field. Strawberry makes the play. At the end of 4 complete. Cubs lead it 1-0 here at Javits Sports. We go to the top of the 5th. Here in Game 3 of the NLCS. The Mets lead the series 2-0. Cubs trying to get back in the series. Leading things off for the Mets. Here in the top of the 5th, not the 6th. Left fielder Cleon Jones. In there for a strike, 0-1. Now, I'm not saying I don't swear. I'm just saying I'm not a big fan of it. And I try not to. The count's 0-2. I mean, I'm human. I have my moments. 0-2 pitch. High in the air. Out to Wilson in center. And he makes the play for out number 1. They heard you laughing in the background. Edgardo Alfonso. No, I don't much. 1 out, bases empty. Alfonso at the plate. In there first. Nope, it's a ball. Count goes to 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. Well, I consider this being on the air. And just like my day job on the radio, can't be swearing. 2-0 pitch. A grounder down to Santo at third. He throws to first for the out. 2 down for the Mets here in the top of the 5th. I know his strike zone's all over the place. I've noticed that. The last umpire, the last game, it was tight. This time it's all over. The shortstop, Francisco Lindor, will come up next. 2 outs, bases empty. Big swing and a miss, strike 1. Outside, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, bases empty. For the Mets here in the top of the 5th. The Cubs up 1-0 here in Game 3. The 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-2. Pryor has just been on fire tonight. No pun intended. Popped him up. Sandberg goes back in shallow right and makes the play. At the end of 4.5, the Cubs lead it 1-0 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Center fielder Hack Wilson will lead things off for the Cubs. Scherzer is still on the mound for the Mets. The pitch to Wilson. Big swing and a miss, strike 1. Count goes to 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch. Outside. Evens the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, nobody on. Rips it foul down the first baseline. Count goes to 1-2. One-two pitch. Outside. That'll even the count at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. A grounder to the shortstop. Lindor makes the play. 1 down. Francisco Lindor, the shortstop for the Mets, making the play. 1 down for the Cubs here in the bottom of the 5th. Ryne Sandberg, the second baseman, up next. He hit a home run the last time he came up. A solo shot. Up high, ball 1. Yeah, they should have. Up high, 2-0. Whenever they show replays, they have it in the upper right. Count goes to 2-1 to Sandberg. But you're right, it's still a great game though. The show 23. It's still an incredible game. And now the 2-1 pitch to Sandberg. Fouls it off, evens the count at 2-2. CGM. I'm going to just call you CG. Make it easy. CG in the house. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Struck him out for out number 2. I tell you what. I'll post a number in just a second. Cap Hansen, the first baseman. First and 1's in there for a strike. Next pitch, in there, 0-2. CG, take that number and text me, and I'll text you back a little bit later where the roster is. Inside, it hit him. 8675309. All right. I got carried away. Jenny. Oh. Ron Santo, the third baseman, up next. 2 outs, runner on first. And he fouls it off. CGM, I just texted a number. Make sure you write that down. Just send me a text, anything, that just says like test or whatever. And I'll text you back where you can find the roster. Fouls it off. Count goes to 0-2 to Ron Santo. Okay, CG, I got it. Thank you much. After this game, I will look it up. Fouled it off. Count goes to 0-2. CG, you know how to download rosters from the cloud on here? 0-2. Inside 1-2. You know how to go to the vault, right? The vault? Yeah, it's in the vault, but there's a lot of rosters there. I'll go in and find it and tell you which one it is. The count's at 1-2 to Santo. And now the 1-2 pitch. Up high, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on first base for the Cubbies here in the bottom of the 5th. They lead it 1-0. And now the 2-2 pitch. Right to the third baseman, Santo. They're going to turn 2. No, they get the lead runner. They don't have to turn 2. At the end of 5, the Cubs lead it 1-0 here at Chapman Sports. We go to the top of the 6th here in Game 3 of the NLCS. David Wright, the third baseman, up first. Cubs up 1-0. Mets trying to get back in the game. Take a big swing and missed. The only problem for the Mets is that Mark Pryor is pitching a stellar game. The 0-1 pitch. And Wright hits it into the night. See ya. And the Mets have tied it up. A solo shot home run by David Wright. Evil Dead and I were talking about Wright just a moment ago. What a great player he was. And we're tied at 1. CG, I bought this game the day it came out. And I downloaded the roster on the same day. It was a roster that was already ready to go. So it's in the early part of the vault. It's in the first 8 to 12 rosters. As we watch the home run again. No doubt about that one. Yeah, throw it back. I mean, there's the little things in this game that make it so great. Inside to Hernandez, the DH. Count goes to 1-0. So the Mets have tied it up here in the top of the 6th. And Keith Hernandez at the plate with nobody out. The count's at 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch by Pryor. Outside 2-0. JG, according to you, he's always going to be dead. You have a beef with him every day. Up high 3-0 to Hernandez. Yeah, especially with Clemens and we see the DH. That's the best part. The count goes to 3-1 on Hernandez. We're tied at 1 here in Game 3. The 3-1 pitch. Hit high in the air. Hack Wilson will come in and center and make the play for out number 1. And now the right fielder, Darryl Strawberry, will come up. 1 out, bases empty. The pitch up high, 1-0. Yeah, they could probably improve on the check swings. That's kind of nitpicky, I think, but yeah, you're right. The 1-0 pitch in their first strike, 1-1. 1-1 pitch, down low, 2-1. We have an injury. Mark Pryor pulled up lame. Oh no, they're going to have to remove Pryor from the game. And he's been pitching so well. Oh man, what a bummer. So Kerry Wood will come in. Pryor must have pulled something, and it's too bad. He was pitching a great game. So we have a new pitcher for the Cubs, Kerry Wood. It counts 2-1 to Strawberry with 1 out, bases empty. In their first strike, 2-2. CG, what I did was I downloaded the roster and then simulated a 162 game season. And these are how the playoffs ended up. Count goes to 3-2 to Strawberry. I'm not going to play a 162 game season. 3-2 pitch, up high. It'll be a walk for Strawberry, a 1 out walk here at the top of the 6th. And now the center fielder, Willie Mays, will come up with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. A check swing, no, he went around. Strike 1. Count goes to 0-1 to Mays. 1 out for the Mets here in the top of the 6th. They've tied it up at 1. They have a runner on first. That's Strawberry at first base. 0-1 pitch to Mays. Big swing and a miss. Strike 2. And now the 0-2 pitch. Inside. Michael Fulmer warming up in the bullpen for the Cubs. Counts up 1-2 to Willie Mays, the Say Hey Kid. And now the 1-2 pitch. A grounder right to Anson. He throws to first or second and gets the double play. However, David Wright for the Mets hits one into the night. We're tied at 1. Here at Jammin' Sports. And now Billy Williams will come up. The left fielder for the Cubbies. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Yeah, he's on the Giants as well already. If players played for more than one team, they're on all the teams. Because Reggie Jackson is on the A's, the Yankees, and the Orioles. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fouled it off. Count goes to 0-2. Yeah, Mays is already on the Giants. He's on both the Mets and the Giants. So you don't have to worry about that. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Right up the middle. Base hit for the Cubbies to lead off the bottom of the 2nd. Yeah, he's probably on the Angels as well. I haven't checked out that roster yet. Angels didn't make the playoffs. I'm only playing the playoffs. I'm not playing the regular season. I sim the regular season and playing the playoffs 1 game at a time. So the Cubs have a runner on first with nobody out. Sammy Sosa comes up, the right fielder. We're tied at 1 here in the bottom of the 6th. In their first strike, 0-1. Yeah, well, Jackson flew out to Jackson back in the last game. Big swing and a miss, 0-2 to Sosa. The A's and the Yankees are in the ALCS. Haven't had a fight yet, but I've seen them. 0-2, and he fouls it off. Count remains at 0-2 to Sosa. Yeah, in the last game, Jackson flew out to Jackson. And now the 0-2 pitch. Ball 1. Count goes to 1-2 to Sosa. The 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. That's the name we dare not say, JG. That is the forbidden word. 2-2 pitch. He went around. No. Full count to Sosa, 3-2. Crowd's pretty loud. I hope I'm loud enough. And now the 3-2 pitch. Rips it down the line, but foul. Count remains at 3-2 to Sosa. JG is now called the irritator. All right. 3-2 pitch. Struck him out on the outside corner. One down for the Cubbies here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Oh, that was a nice framework by Piazza. One down for the Cubs with a runner on first here in the bottom of the 6th. Ernie Banks, the shortstop, up next. Down low, ball one. Count goes to 1-0. Yeah, but Piazza framed it nice. That's the name. That's the forbidden name, JG. We don't say that word. Unless you're in the military addressing somebody. Down low, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes to Ernie Banks. 1 out, runner on first base for the Cubs. We're tied here in the bottom of the 6th. Inside, 3-0. Robertson and Raleigh warming up in the bullpen. Raley, I'm sorry, it's Raley. And now the 3-0 pitch. Rips it right past the second baseman. Going for third, he's safe. A single for Banks. And now the Cubbies have runners at first and third with 1 out. In a tie ball game here in the bottom of the 6th. Aramis Ramirez, the DH, up next. In there for a strike, 0-1. So a chance for the Cubs to take the lead here in the bottom of the 6th. Is my volume loud enough? Because this crowd's getting loud. I hope you all can hear me okay. Ara. 0-1. Big swing and a miss. 0-2 to Ramirez. The old split screen. The count's 0-2 to Ramirez with runners on the corners with 1 out. Outside. That'll even the count. No, count goes to 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Inside. That evens the count at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Popped it up. First baseman Alonso makes the play in foul territory for out number 2. 2 down for the Cubs here in the bottom of the 6th with runners at first and third. The catcher, Gabby Hartnett, comes up. So you're going to be promoted to Redskins, huh? All right. 2 outs, runners on the corners. Hartnett at the plate. Down low, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Outside on the corner, 1-1. See how I replaced that word with the other word? It works. He's going to be promoted to Redskins. All right. 1-1 pitch. Up high, 2-1. That's his job. He does it well. 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. That'll even the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at first and third. We're in a tie ball game. Now the 2-2 pitch. Down low, got a full count at 3-2. And now the 3-2 pitch. Fouled it off. The count remains full at 3-2 to Hartnett with 2 outs. And now the 3-2 pitch. Popped it up. In center field, Willie Mays comes in and makes the play. At the end of 6 complete, we're tied at 1 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 7th. The Mets and the Cubs tied at 1 here in Game 3 of the NLCS. Mike Piazza, the catcher, will lead things off for the Mets. Kerry Wood on the mound. Big swing and a miss. Strike 1 for Piazza. And now the 0-1 pitch. That bounced across the plate. Count goes to 1-1. We're at Wrigley Field in Chicago. Game 3 of the NLCS. The Mets lead the series 2-0. 1-1 pitch. Ripped it foul. Count goes to 1-2. Now that would explain a lot. 1-2 pitch. Inside, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, bases empty. Piazza at the plate. Like to see him hit one out of here. Big swing and a miss. Struck him out for out number 1. Wood just blew that one by him. First baseman Pete Alonso up next. 1 out, bases empty. And the pitch by Wood. Outside, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. Now the 1-0 pitch. He went around. Count goes to 1-1 to Pete Alonso. Went out, bases empty. This conversation on the side is just out there. Inside, 2-1. 2 balls and a strike to Pete Alonso. 1 out, bases empty. And now the 2-1 pitch. Ripped it foul. Count evens up at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Fouled it away. Remains at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases empty. The 2-2 pitch. Ripped it foul. Are you buddies with Davis? Similar temperaments, yes. And now the 2-2 pitch. Fouled it off. Remains at 2-2 to Alonso. Game 4 of this series will be tomorrow night after football. 2-2 pitch. Down low. Count goes to 3-2. And now the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. It'll be a walk with 1 out. Actually, I take that back. It'll be game 5 of the A's and the Yankees tomorrow night after football. Game 4 of this series will be on Monday. Cleon Jones, the left fielder, up next with 1 out, runner on first. Outside, count goes to 1-0. Cleon Jones, the Mets left fielder, in there for a strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, runner on first for the Mets. Here in the top of the 7th. In there for a strike. Count goes to 1-2 to Jones. And now the 1-2 pitch. Ripped it foul. Count remains at 1-2. now the 1-2 pitch. High in the air, out to right center field. That's going to drop. A runner may score. He's going to come around. And the Mets are going to take a 2-1 lead. And Jones, a triple with an RBI. Oh, they got him out. They got him out. They tagged him out at third. But the run still scores. 2 down. And the Mets take a 2-1 lead. Edgardo Alfonso takes the first pitch for a ball. Count goes to 1-0. The run still counts. 2 down. Base is empty now. Alfonso at the plate. Ball 2. Count goes to 2-0. Cleon Jones tried to get a triple out of that and got gunned down at third base. In there for a strike, 2-1 the count to Edgardo Alfonso. And now the 2-1 pitch. Inside, 3-1. We had football earlier this afternoon. The Colts defeated the Broncos. The Cowboys over the Packers. 3-1 pitch. Fouled off. Count goes to 3-2. And then the third game. I'm trying to remember what the third game was. 3-2 pitch. Fouled it off. It was the Bears over the Patriots. That was the third game. 3-2 pitch. High in the air. All the way out to left field, and that one's gone. Edgardo Alfonso, a solo shot home run for the Mets over the left field wall, and the Mets take a 3-1 lead. The Mets, if they win this game, they'll be up 3-0 in the series. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Let's watch this again. Alfonso, the home run. It went yard, just over the left field fence here at Wrigley Field. And now Francisco Lindor will come up, the shortstop. The Mets now lead it 3-1. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. 2 outs, bases empty. Here in the top of the 7th. And now the 0-1 pitch. He went around, strike 2. Count goes to 0-2 to Lindor. And now the 0-2 pitch. Struck him out. At the end of 6.5, the Mets take a 3-1 lead here at Jammin' Sports. New pitcher for the Mets, David Robertson, will come in here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Yeah, the Bears won earlier. They held on to beat the Patriots 17-14. Hack Wilson, the center fielder, will come up. The Mets lead it 3-1. We're in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch by Robertson in there for a strike, 0-1. Don't forget to tell all your friends and neighbors about Jammin' Sports. 0-2 the count. It's in there for a strike. Tell all your friends, neighbors, co-workers, teammates, whatever, about Jammin' Sports and what a good time we have in here. Let's get a crowd in here. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 0-2 to Hack Wilson. Yo, friends and neighbors. Yo, your homies. Your homies. That's right. What Evil Dead said. Outside, 1-2. Hack Wilson, the center fielder. 1 ball and 2 strikes. We also have a Discord page. Outside, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Maybe later. The 2-2 pitch. Fouls it off. All right, just for you, Evil Dead. Evil Dead is the shit. How's that? You happy now? Counts at 2-2. Swung and struck out. They'll have to throw to first to make it official. One down for the Cubbies here in the bottom of the 7th inning. I tried. I can get away with that here. I can't do that in my day job. I get fired for sure. Owner would come running in there and say, "What did you just say?" Oh, hold on. I'll tell you in a second. Ryan Sandberg, the second baseman, up. 1 out, bases empty. Inside pitch, 1-0. Evil Dead wanted me to say the S word, so I did. I'll say it again. Evil Dead is the shit. How's that? There, I did it twice in one day. Counts 1-0 to Sandberg. Outside 2-0. George Carlin, the 7 words you can't say on radio or TV. It counts 2-0 to Sandberg. Rips one high in the air. Out in left field for the Mets. Cleon Jones makes the play for out number 2. 2 down for the Cubs here in the bottom of the 7th. Base is empty. Mets lead it 3-1. Cap Anson with his handlebar mustache. The first baseman up next for the Cubs. Top of the order. 2 outs, base is empty. It's down low, 1-0. We're at Wrigley Field in Chicago. Game 3 of the NLCS. Mets trying to take a 3-0 lead in the series. The 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. 6'1" is not short. Anything over 6 feet is not short. Big swing and a miss. Count goes to 2-1 to Anson. And now the 2-1 pitch. Down low. Knee-high strike. How is that a strike? Count goes to 2-2. This strike zone is all over the place. 2-2 pitch. High in the air. Willie Mays comes in. It drops for a base hit. It'll be a 2-out single for Anson. And now the Cubs have a runner on first base with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Here at Wrigley Field in Chicago. We have a new pitcher, Ottavino will come up. He's always mad at Master Chef. When is he not mad at Master Chief? Ron Santo, the third baseman, up next. 2 outs, runner on first base. In there for a strike. Count goes to 0-1. Cubs trying to get back in the game. They're down 3-1 here in the bottom of the 7th. And now the 0-1 pitch. High in the air. Willie Mays will come in and makes the play for the final out. At the end of 7 complete, the Mets lead at 3-1 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 8th here in Game 3 of the NLCS. David Wright, the third baseman, leads things off for the Mets. Kerry Wood still on the mound. That's outside, ball 1. The Mets tried to take a 3-0 lead in the series. It's a best of 7. The 1-0 pitch. And that's going to be a base hit. That may go to the wall. He's going to go for 2. He should have a double easily. He does. David Wright, a leadoff double for the Mets here in the top of the 8th. Watch this one again. He got all of that one. into right center field all the way to the wall. Well, that was a short-lived for Wood. Now Michael Fulmer comes in. Wood pitched about an inning in a third, and that's about it. And now Fulmer comes in to face the DH, Keith Hernandez. Nobody out, runner on second base for the Mets. Outside, ball one, count goes to 1-0. Mets lead at 3-1 here in the top of the eighth. David Wright at second base. Down low, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Nobody out. Runner on second. In there for a strike, 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch. Rips it down the line. That's going to be a fair ball. A ground rule double into the stands. And that will score a run. Wright will come in from second base. And the Mets lead it now 4-1. A ground rule double by Keith Hernandez. And now the Mets lead at 4-1. And Darryl Strawberry will come up, the right fielder. In there for a strike, 0-1. Still nobody out with a runner on second base. That's Hernandez for the Mets. And now the 0-1 pitch to Strawberry. Down low, he went around, strike 2. Count goes to 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Rips it high in the air. And Ernie Banks comes over and makes the play for the Cubs for out number 1. So Strawberry pops out to the shortstop. And now Willie Mays, the center fielder, will come up with 1 out, runner on second. Fulmer on the mound for the Cubs. Ball 1 on the inside. And now the 1-0 pitch by Fulmer. Down low, 2-0. Maybe you should take better care of your stuff. 2-0 pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 2-1. Takes 2 to tangle. That's all I'm saying. And now the 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Count goes to 2-2. Two-two pitch. Did he go around? No. 3-2. Full count. What? Oh yeah, they're fine. And now the 3-2 pitch to Mays. Rips one down the line, but out of play. Count remains at 3-2. One out, runner on second. Ball 4, it'll be a walk. Runners at first and second. For the Mets now with just 1 out. And Mike Piazza comes up. It is an ugly word, but I think it's justified in this case. I couldn't stay with somebody who cheated on me. I don't know how you can. Here's the pitch. That's going to be hit right to Sandberg, and they get the double play. At the end of 7.5, the Mets lead it 4-1 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Billy Williams will come up, the left fielder for the Cubs. Mets lead at 4-1 here in the bottom of the 8th. Adam Ottavino on the mound. First pitch in there for a strike. He's got that sidearm delivery. Counts 0-1 to Billy Williams. 0-1 pitch. Rips it into left field, a base hit for Williams. So the Cubs lead off the 8th inning with a base hit. Cubs trying to get back in this game. And now the right fielder, Sammy Sosa, will come up next. Nobody out, runner on first. Ottavino on the mound. Here's the pitch. Down low, ball one, count goes to 1-0. Can the Cubs come back? The count's 1-0 to Sosa. The 1-0 pitch, rips it foul. That'll even the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out, runner on first base. The pitch, down low, 2-1. Cubs trying to get something going here in the 8th. Down 4-1. And now the 2-1 pitch. Ball 3-1. 3 balls and a strike to Sosa. Nobody out, runner on first base. And now the 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. Oh boy. Williams moves down to second. Sosa at first. Nobody out for the Cubbies. And now the tying run at the plate, Ernie Banks. He can tie up the game with a home run. Nobody out, runners at first and second for the Cubs. Up high, 1-0. You don't want to load the bases. Cubs trying to get an 8th inning rally here. And now the 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. The crowd didn't like that one. 1 ball, 1 strike to Banks. And he fouls it off. Count goes to 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Inside, 2-2. What? Is it still? And now the 2-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runners at first and second. The 2-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. High in the air. Out to center field. Willie Mays on the warning track makes the play for out number 1. And Billy Williams in there at third base. So Williams tags up and gets to third. And now the Cubs have runners on first and third with 1 out. Aramis Ramirez up next, the DH. 1 down for the Cubs here in the bottom of the 8th. Down 4-1. Trying to mount a comeback. Ottavino on the mound for the Mets. Big swing and a miss. Strike 1. Counts 0-1 to Ramirez. And now the 0-1 pitch. Down low, 1-1. A walk will load the bases. And now the 1-1 pitch. Foul down the first base line, out of play. Count goes to 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Down low, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners at first and third. The 1-0 pitch, or 2-2 pitch, 3-2 pitch. Full count now at 3-2. I lost track of where it was. Full count to Ramirez. Three-two pitch. Walked him. Bases loaded for the Cubs with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. We have a new pitcher coming in, John Franco, for the Mets. He was a good pitcher back in the day. Mets lead it 4-1 here in the bottom of the 8th. But bases loaded for the Cubs with 1 out. The catcher, Gabby Hartnett, comes up. What the Mets need here is a double play. So John Franco, the new pitcher for the Mets, with bases loaded. Pitching to Hartnett. Up high, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. A walk would score a run. And now the 1-0 pitch. He went around. That'll even the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, bases loaded. That's down low. Count goes to 2-1. Hartnett would be the go-ahead run. The 2-1 pitch. Ripped it. It's a base hit. That's going to score at least 2. Two-run score on Gabby Hartnett's RBI single. And the Mets now lead it 4-3. Billy Williams comes in from third, as does Sosa. And now it's just a 1-run ball game. Pac Wilson up next, the center fielder. We're at Wrigley Field in Chicago, Game 3 of the NLCS. Mets lead the series 2-0. Cubs trying to get back in the series. Still just 1 out, runners at first and second. High in the air, out to Mays. Mays will make the play for out number 2. 2 down. Runners stay at first and second. And now Ryan Sandberg will come up. He hit a home run earlier in the game. A solo shot back in the third. CGM back in the house. 2 outs, runners at first and second. The Mets now lead it 4-3. It's turned into a great game. In there for a strike. Count goes to 0-1 to Sandberg. We have a football doubleheader tomorrow, and then we'll have Game 5 of the Yankees and the A's. Sandberg, are you kidding me? Oh, it goes foul. Count goes to 0-2. He scared everybody. And now the 0-2 pitch. Popped it up. Alonso will make the play for the out. At the end of 8, the Mets score 2 runs. They make it a 1-run game. The Mets lead it 4-3 over the Cubs here at Javits Sports. We go to the top of the 9th. Bruce Sutter will come up. The Cubs scored 2 runs, I meant to say. I misspoke there. The Cubs scored 2 in the bottom of the 8th to make it a 4-3 game. We go to the 9th. Pete Alonso, the first baseman for the Mets, will lead things off. They lead by 1. Bruce Sutter, boy, he was a shutdown ace back in his day. Up high, 1-0. James Tillion warming up in the bullpen for the Cubbies. It counts 1-0 to Alonso. 1-0 pitch. High in the air. Out to Heck Wilson. That one's gone. A solo shot home run by Pete Alonso. And the Mets take a 5-3 lead. I was just praising Suter, and he gives up a home run. The Mets lead it now 5-3. Let's watch this one again. Now Cleon Jones, the left fielder, up next. Nobody out, nobody on. In there for a strike, 0-1. So the Mets now lead by 2 here in the top of the ninth. The count's 0-1 to Jones. The 0-1 pitch. A grounder up the middle. A base hit for Cleon Jones. So back-to-back hits for the Mets. Here in the top of the ninth, they have a runner on first with nobody out. We'll have a football doubleheader tomorrow. That'll start at 6 o'clock Eastern time. Back in the 7th inning. Here's what Alonso did. He hit a shot. I'll tell you about the doubleheader here in a second. The pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. It'll be the Ravens and the Seahawks, followed by the Raiders and the 49ers at 6 Eastern. And now the 0-1 pitch. A grounder down the first base line. The only place to first for the out. It'll be a sacrifice. That'll move the runner over to second. 1 down for the Mets here at the top of the ninth. And then after football tomorrow, we'll have Game 5 of the Mets and the Yankees. Not the Mets, the A's and the Yankees, I'm sorry. The A's lead that series 3-1. Francisco Lindor takes the first pitch for a ball. Count goes to 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Outside 2-0. And now the 2-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 2-1. 1 out here at the top of the ninth. For the Mets, they have a runner at second base. 2-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Up high, full count to Lindor at 3-2. And he rips it into left field. They're throwing home. Here's the play at the plate. He's safe. Cleon Jones scores from second base. An RBI single by Francisco Lindor. And the Mets take a 6-3 lead. 3 runs for the Mets. 2 runs for the Mets, I'm sorry. Here in the ninth. Back in the 6th inning, David Wright did this. I don't know where Dak has been. Dak is slack. That's all I'm going to say. Dak is slack. So the Mets lead it now 6-3. They've scored 2 runs here in the ninth. Still just 1 out with a runner on first base. Big swing and a miss for Wright. He just needs a triple for the cycle. Of course, the triple is the hardest one to get. And now the 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch to Wright. Right down the pike, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner on first. The 1-2 pitch. He swung and struck out for out number 2. 2 down for the Mets here in the top of the ninth. And now the DH, Keith Hernandez, will come up. The pitch by Suter, inside, on the corner, strike 1. Count goes to 0-1. 2 outs, runner at first base. 0-1 pitch, in the dirt. And the runner stays at first base. Count evens up at 1-1 to Keith Hernandez. The 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Strike 2. Count goes to 1-2. Now the 1-2 pitch. Fouled it off down the third base line. Remains at 1-2 to Keith Hernandez. A snap throw to first. Lindor back in time. You call Dak slack? He's slack, man. And now the 1-2 pitch. Struck him out. At the end of 8.5, the Mets score 2 to take a 6-3 lead. We go to the bottom of the ninth here at Jammin' Sports. A new pitcher, Edwin Diaz, coming in for the Mets. We're in the bottom of the ninth. The Cubs need 3 to tie, 4 to win. If not, the Mets will take a 3-0 lead in the series. Diaz on the mound for the Mets. Facing Cap Hansen, fouls it off. Count goes to 0-1 to the first baseman. The Mets can take a commanding 3-0 lead in the series. Just 3 outs away from that. Pitch is in there for a strike. Quickly 0-2 to Hansen. 0-2 pitch. Down low, 1-2. It's been quite the entertaining game. The count's 1-2 to Hansen. The 1-2 pitch. Struck him out. Route number 1 on the inside corner. The Mets are 2 outs away from taking a 3-0 lead in the series. Ron Santo, the third baseman, up. Inside. 1-0. No, this is the last game of the night. I did 3 football earlier. This is my second baseball game. The A's beat the Yankees earlier 5-0. High in the air. That may drop. That's going to be a base hit for Santo. He's going for 2. It'll be a 1-out double for Ron Santo. We'll be back tomorrow night at 6 o'clock Eastern time. We'll have an NFL doubleheader followed by baseball. It'll be the Ravens and the Seahawks followed by the 49ers and Raiders. Billy Williams comes up next. Takes the first pitch inside, ball 1. 1 out, runner on second base. The Cubbies have to score at least 3 runs to keep this game going. 1 out, runner on second. He rips it out to right field. Strawberry going back, and that's a home run. A 2-run shot by Billy Williams. This game is not over yet. It's now a 1-run ball game. The Mets now lead at 6-5 as Williams got all of that one. Just 1 out, base is empty. Sammy Sosa up next. Pitches outside, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Down low, 2-0. The Cubbies, they only need one more run to tie it up, 2 to win. The count's 2-0 to Sosa. The 2-0 pitch. Inside, 3-0. Oh boy, we got some high drama here at Wrigley Field, here in the bottom of the 9th inning. The 3-0 pitch to Sosa. He walked him. A 1-out walk. And now the winning run will come to the plate. Ernie Banks, the shortstop. Sosa at first base with 1 out. The Cubby fans getting excited. Can the Cubs win it in the 9th? Diaz on the mound. 1 out, runner on first. That's Sosa. The pitch to Banks in there for a strike. 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike on the outside corner. 0-2 to Ernie Banks. A strikeout here would be huge. Counts at 0-2. 0-2 pitch. Popped him up. Going back, Lindor at short makes the play. And now the Cubs are down to the last out. 2 outs, runner on first base. And the DH, Aramis Ramirez, comes up. 2 down, runner on first base. The Mets just need one more out to get out of the game and take a 3-0 lead in the series. He went around? No. Ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Fouled it off. Count goes to 1-1 to Ramirez. Mets lead it 6-5. Snap throw to first. Sosa back in time. Counts at 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. Fouled it off. The Cubs are down to the last strike. Counts at 1-2 to Ramirez. And now the 1-2 pitch. Down low, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on first base. Mets up by 1. We're in the bottom of the 9th. The 2-2 pitch. Up high, full count to Ramirez at 3-2. And now the 3-2 pitch. Fouled it off. Remains at 3-2 to Ramirez. Oh boy. Here we go. 3-2 pitch. Walked him. A 2-out walk. And now the Cubs have runners at first and second with 2 outs. Brooks Raley will come in to try to close out the Cubs. What a 9th inning this has been. The Cubs can still pull it out with a home run. Gabby Hartnett, the catcher, comes up. 2 outs, runners at first and second. The Mets lead it 6-5. Sosa at second base. Here's the pitch. Fouls it off, 0-1 to the catcher, Hartnett. Now the 0-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Cubs are down to the last strike. Mets trying to close it out. The count's 0-2 to Hartnett. Now the 0-2 pitch. A shot into right field. The Cubs are going to win the game. 2 runs are going to score. And the Cubs win it in the bottom of the 9th on a 2 RBI single by Gabby Hartnett. And the Mets now lead the series 2-1. Let's watch this again. Gabby Hartnett into the corner in right field that scores 2 runs. And the Cubs win it in dramatic fashion in the 9th inning, 7-6 over the Mets. Your final score, the Cubs over the Mets, 7-6. The Mets now lead the series 2-1. Check out the show by visiting theshow.com. Once again, your final score, the Cubs over the Mets, 7-6 here in Game 3. We'll have an NFL doubleheader tomorrow starting at 6 o'clock Eastern with the Ravens and the Seahawks, followed by the Raiders and the 49ers. Then we'll have Game 5 of the A's and the Yankees after football tomorrow night. We'll see you then. Good night, everybody.